scary to just witness the aftermath. I didn't witness the actual fall or passing out episode, but the aftermath was even scary, and not knowing what's going to happen or what's going on. That's even scarier, you know. So that was the biggest thing that was going through my mind was fear. And is he going to be okay? Of course, I immediately reached out. I didn't have your parents' number, but I reached out to your brother and his wife, and because I called Aaron, he didn't answer. Then I called Carolyn, and she answered. And so then, I'm telling them what's going on. And so, of course, your brother calls your dad, and then your dad calls me, and then of course the rest is history. They end up coming the next morning, and but biggest thing is just fear. That was just the biggest feeling was just fear. It was very, very scary.
What was your biggest fear at that moment?
Whether or not you were going to survive whatever was going on, because we didn't know what was going on at the time. You don't just pass out. You hadn't been taking your blood pressure medication. They're talking about AFib, which is letting me know it's something going on with your heart. I'm wondering, like, is your heart about to give out? And we talked about size and all of that stuff too, so it's always a concern. We want to make sure that you're good. But I think too, when I found out you weren't taking your medication, that I think that made it even more scary, because
Yeah.
I'm like, well, am I gonna have to text him every day or call him every single day to make sure that he takes his meds? Because like, you can't forget that. I'm like, what, did you really forget, or did you just not want to take it? And so I'm worrying about that. And then every time because I already have that thing. Oh, Lord, you're about to make me emotional. Ah, but I always have this thing though, with people, especially after losing my brother. I have this thing. Oh God, let me get my tissue. Oh, child, you gonna make me mess up my makeup. But I have this thing after I lost my brother, because I'm in I have a younger brother that passed away, and he had cerebral palsy, and his spine was curved. And so basically that's what ended up ending his life, is his spine curved and cut off his air supply. So I have this thing now with whenever I'm around people, where I'm constantly making sure that they're breathing. Just from Brandon to my dad, anybody I'm around and they're sleeping, I have to make sure that they're breathing. Even my dog. If I'm looking at him in the middle of the night and I can't tell it, I get up and I look and make sure he's, and so I think with that, it's scary to, first of all, because I'm not there with you. And then I get to the point where I'm getting nervous. If I don't hear from you, but you've been very good about, texting and calling. But I'm to the point where I'm nervous now, if I don't hear from you, that something's wrong, or, you know, or or even if somebody's calling from your phone, I'm scared that it's somebody using your phone to tell me something. It's gotten to that point. So that was very, very scary to witness that. And but I'm like, just that you're taking your meds. That was the thing. Like you said, you've been under so much stress. I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like to be going through a hell of a whole lot, and to not want to be here, if we gonna get all the way real. And I think part of me was concerned about that when you told me you weren't taking your meds. And so I'm like, is this what he's doing? And you and I have gotten very, very close in a very short period of time. And for
Yes.
me, I have lost so many. It's weird, because I was talking to my coach today about this. I've had so much loss in my life, you know, that a lot of times it's hard for me to get close to people because I'm afraid that they're going to die, essentially. And so when you came into my life, it was like I was a little hesitant, because I'm like, okay, because of course I met you, of course, at my grandfather's viewing. I met you under the umbrella of death. And so it's just one of those things. And then to have that happen, it's like, okay, because death has had a huge presence in my life over the past couple of years. I lost in 2020, I lost an uncle in February, another uncle in July. Then I lost my grandmother in September. Then 5 months after that, in 2021, I lost my grandfather, which is where I met you at his viewing. Then we lost another aunt. His sister passed away. And I think in October. And then the month after that, I lost another uncle, my granddad's son, so it's been a lot of loss. And so I'm just like, oh my God, here we go again. That was the scare. I'm like, oh shit, here we go. Here we go. We're gonna start this 2022. Here we go. We're about to start another trio. And so that has been the scariest thing is you not being here. And so yeah, so I'm just glad to hear that you've been taking your meds, and taking your health more seriously. I don't feel like you were taking it as serious as you are now before.
Well, I wasn't taking it seriously at all.
Yeah.
Um, and when on Monday, I had a therapist appointment
Mm-hmm.
in the evening, and he said something that shook me to my core
Mm-hmm.
when I explained to him what happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the man said to me? He
What?
said, "It sounds like to me that you were unconsciously trying to take yourself out of here."
Mm-hmm.
He said, "That's what it sounds like to me." I could not refute that. I could not, I did not make a decision to check out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I didn't wake up one day and write a letter, and then that's not what I was doing. But the walls were closing in. The anger, the sadness,
Mm-hmm.
it was, they were finishing me off.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't address those issues, like, it'll come to a point in time where your body will stop fighting. All facts,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So since then, I've just been trying to I'm trying to heal. Um, well, I need to stop saying trying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going through the healing process.
Yeah.
And it's a day by day thing. Um, some days are definitely better than others. Um, but no day feels like a good day, but I have less and less bad days. Okay, just like complete bad days. Um, Today, as we're speaking right now, today was a little weird for me. Um, and one of the things that I started doing, since me and Sawan have this excellent conversation, it's hard to wait and put all of this stuff in a text. Okay. And then when you do that, you start prettying things up and you don't really say what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
So what I had to start doing was actually writing email. And I did that the last 2 days. I didn't tell you to check for them, but they're there. And
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of my way of keeping a journal because I have to type this stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have to type this stuff out exactly as it is in my mind, like right now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Put it out just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday's entry was pretty simple, pretty short. Today's entry had a lot of emotions, so it was a little bit longer. Okay. Don't know what the rest is going to be like. Um, but better days are coming, uh,
Yeah.
uh, are coming just around the bend,
Mm-hmm.
as the old folks used to say. And not only do I want to survive, I don't want to put you, and I don't want you to put you back in that emotional state
Mm-hmm.
that you were in. I thought about that night
Mm-hmm.
in the hospital.
Yeah.
I felt so guilty.
I think the hardest thing for me through all of this is seeing you in pain. I think that's what's so hard about it, is to see you in pain and there's nothing that I can do to stop it. That's what's hard for me. You're a problem solver or a fixer. I'm the protector. You know, I'm the one that wants to shield everybody, and prevent everyone from being hurt physically, emotionally, mentally, financially. That's me. And so I felt so helpless in that moment because there's literally nothing I could do other than pray, and even now, to see you hurt, and hurting from, everything that's going on, it's just like, it's very hard to witness and to sit by and watch and feel powerless because there's nothing that you can do. That's the hardest part, I think, for me.
Well, I I appreciate um, the words that you are saying today. I owe you an apology.
No, you don't.
You know, you can set up a shield and you can set up a force field. But just remember that the people that you're trying to protect have the ability to move out of that force field and out of that shield.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I mean, you didn't you didn't fail. Is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
And even if the ultimate worst would have happened, you still didn't fail. You didn't fail me. You saved me, Lee. If you want to know the truth about it, you spoke briefly. We always talk about how, the transition and the progress of when we first met into where we are now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we both agreed that God was behind all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because he brought us together when he knew we would need each other the most, but we didn't know it then. We didn't know it. And sometimes I just think, what if I had not gotten up and went to that funeral home? Okay.
Yeah.
What if I would have changed my mind and not came to visit you in Houston that next month? Because I was very much thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I was actually, at the moment you text me, I was about to back out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But you beat me to the punch because you texted me. You was also going through something there as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And when you sent me that text, I don't know what it was, but something told me, Sean, you cannot miss this weekend. You can't miss it. I wasn't prepared, but I went.
Yeah.
I wasn't prepared.
Yeah.
Okay. The money wasn't right, y'all. Okay. The situation was not right. I had every reason to not go. I probably should not have went. Okay. Weather bad that day.
Mm-hmm.
Visibility.
Very bad. Yeah.
But something just kept telling me, just drive down the road. It's gonna get better. You know what I'm saying? The more you move east, it's gonna get better, gonna get clearer. But you something just told me you gotta go.
Yeah.
And I went. And I was blessed. We were blessed.
Mhm. Yeah.
We were so excited. I didn't even want to leave.
Yeah.
And Sujuane didn't want me to leave.
Yeah.
Touched my heart that day.
Yeah.
Touched my heart.
Mhm.
And that's what I needed.
Yeah.
And then everything after that, the visits and you know, than me coming on flexing.
Mm-hmm.
And that was an awesome episode.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just worked out so perfect.
Yeah, it
Okay.
did. Yeah.
And so Juan was so encouraged. She said, we're going to have our own podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't ask me if I wanted to have one. No,
I
no.
never.
Yeah, she didn't bother to ask me.
Mm-mm.
I'm saying, me being shy and all,
Yeah.
you know, if I wanted to do a podcast, you know, she was like, no, you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then here we are. We've been doing it.
Yep.
And it's been a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, this is something that I want to continue to happen,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
because I love this. I really do. And again, like I love Sujuane. And when you came back to the hospital on Sunday, that when I saw your face on Sunday when you came back to the hospital, that just kind of said it all. And I remember you was like, cause I'm scared. And we hugged, and I didn't think either one of us was gonna let go that day.
Mm-hmm.
I felt it. It was real that day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the one person in this world that I just do not want to make sad is Sujuane.
Yeah.
I love
I love you too, cuz.
I love you.
I love you. I just want you to be here so I can, give you a hard time like I always do. That's,
Yeah,
you know, that's part of my
yeah.
magic,
It is part of your
part of my charm, if you will.
yeah. So
So call your supervisor and text your supervisor and
oh yeah.
yeah, that kind of stuff.
It's funny you mentioned that because I talked to him today.
All right. Well, so I think this episode is about to come to a close.
Huh? Is it?
Yeah, yeah. We're almost at an hour.
Huh?
We have to lighten it up a little bit. We can't leave everybody on this somber,
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah. Whew, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
well, we appreciate you guys. We might
Yeah.
gonna have to break this up. Um, we'll just see how
Yeah.
as I start looking at things.
Mhm.
But this
Yeah.
was very important to get out. I promise you, every episode is not going to be like this.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry.
like, what the hell going on? Like, shit, what happened? Yeah.
But we appreciate you guys for tuning in. And again, I know the one has verbally thanked. I want to thank April.
Mhm.
I want it to come from my mouth.
Mhm.
Thank you very much, April.
Yeah.
Your quick action saved my life.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
And
matter
to
of fact, they're actually going to that restaurant tomorrow.
huh?
She invited us. Yeah, and I told her, I said, make sure you thank everybody again at that
Yeah,
staff for everything that they did. Because that restaurant,
yeah,
shout out to Diablo Locos here
yes,
in Houston. Cause I mean that staff was so attentive, so
yes.
quick to action. I mean, you would have thought we were at a hospital the way I think
Yes.
you may have gotten better treatment at the
They
restaurant.
better at Diablos. They gave
Yeah.
me better treatment at Diablos. Okay.
Yeah, but
I ain't gonna
yeah,
put the name of the hospital out there like that. But I'm just saying, I got
yeah,
better today.
they were absolutely awesome. So shout out to Diablo Locos. Yeah,
Yeah. And also everyone who was at that party
yeah,
last
yeah. Lauren,
who
um,
continued to
yeah,
ask the one about
yes. How you were
this
doing? Yeah,
day.
Lauren was the cardiologist. Yeah, that was there. That
Yeah,
was sending to you. April, of course. I can't think of her friends' names. The other two people that were there, but shout out to everybody. April's brother Jason, his
yeah,
husband, our friend Erica,
yes.
Trixie. I mean, everybody there was continuously asking about you and uplifting you in prayer. My church family
Thank
uplifted you in prayer. You know, we just wanted to make sure everybody was just super concerned and sincerely and genuinely concerned and wanting you to be okay. Matter of fact, I saw April and Steven today, and Steven, yeah, shout out to Steven. How can I forget Steven? That's April's husband. He asked about you every time we see him. That's the first thing out of his mouth. How's Sean? How's Sean? How's Sean? So yeah,
thank you all. I wanted y'all to hear that from me.
yeah,
Thank and because like Sujuane said, you guys continued to check
mm-hmm,
on me days after that happened.
mm-hmm,
I do appreciate that.
yeah,
And you guys as well.
yeah,
Uh, we appreciate you guys tuning in.
mm-hmm,
Uh, it's been quite a while since our last episode. When we decided on this new format of episodes instead of seasons, um, we did not think that a whole month would pass
yeah.
between that. That was not
That
that
wasn't
was
the
not
plan.
the
That was
plan.
not the plan.
We tried to do things, um, you know, even Sunday or
Mm-hmm.
things of that nature last week, but all this
Yeah.
other, me being sick, but we're going to do. I'm going to do better. I am going to do better. So I ask you to forgive me on that respect. But
Mm-hmm.
thank you guys for
For
uh,
watching. Yeah.
watching. You guys have been watching. I see the views. I check on that because I'm very, I get crazy about that. So I appreciate you guys watching.
Yeah.
And I think this is episode 17.
Yeah.
We're three episodes away, y'all, from 20.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I got something in mind for episode 20.
Yeah.
Okay. I got something in mind
Oh
because,
Lord.
well, I've actually been wanting to do since episode 2 or episode 1, actually. Um, so we appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
And
Thank y'all so much for watching. Yeah. And I guess until the next episode, like, oh man, that was like a Dr. Dre. Ding, 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 thank you. Thank y'all so much for watching. We will see y'all in the next episode. Peace.